Antonio Conte is no longer the Chelsea manager. Obviously, I think everybody saw this coming. The surprise is that it's taken until now, July 12th, with the Chelsea players already in training camp. Conte hung in there. Conte said, if you want to sack me, you need to pay me off. Otherwise, I'm still the Chelsea boss. And so we had this surreal situation of players turning up and being coached by Conte. But then again, it was in his rights to do so. And this is the sort of guy that Conte is. You know, he thinks that if you sign a contract, you sign a contract, and you go out there and you stick with it. It seems remarkable that 2 years ago Conte was was very much the toast of Chelsea. That even last season you heard his name ring out at Stamford Bridge. I think Chelsea fans, while probably understanding why he left, also very much appreciate the work that he did. What was his undoing? I would argue that it's probably the combination of things. One thing, obviously, the transition to playing European football. Remember, in his first season, because he didn't qualify with Mourinho in Mourinho's final season, he had no Champions League football, and that meant that he could work the players harder, more double sessions, more tactical sessions, and obviously they were fresher, and they managed to stay largely injury-free all season long. I think that was absolutely a crucial element. The other issue is there were clearly personality clashes behind the scenes. Mostly it was at club level. Conte felt that by coaching Chelsea, he deserved to get major signings of a certain caliber. Obviously, Chelsea linked with the likes of Alexandro, who never turned up, and a bunch of others, Romelu Lukaku. He felt that Chelsea were ambitious, and so therefore Chelsea needed to go and match the likes of Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain for spending. That was probably never going to happen, and here becomes a question of whose version you believe. I think there's a learning curve for Conte here as well, which is that I think if you looked at the situation at Chelsea, you would know that this is a club that doesn't have the sheer volume of fans that a Manchester United has, or Liverpool even. And so to expect Abramovich to go and throw money around without really paying attention to the numbers the way he did in his early years, I think was always going to be unrealistic. I think from Chelsea's perspective, there were several situations that I think really disappointed them in Conte's approach. One, obviously, was the Diego Costa situation where he basically sacked him via text message at the start of the season. Again, whether you thought Diego Costa was right for Chelsea or not, Conte has a right to go and choose the players he wants, but equally he's an asset of the club. And by putting him in that situation where you basically had to sell him, clearly it depresses transfer price. Although that said, I still think they got a really, really good fee for him from Atletico Madrid. The other one, the situation with David Luiz. David Luiz is a very popular player, very easygoing personality. Him being frozen out behind this sort of mystery injury that he had, I think that was also disappointing to people. All that said, that title remains as a real achievement for Conte. And, of course, they followed up winning the FA Cup in his second season. That's 2 major trophies in 2 years. As for Chelsea, at least now they have some clarity. They've got a bunch of contractual issues to sort out, starting with Eden Hazard, whose contract is winding down. Thibaut Courtois, another guy that they need to lock up. It seems inevitable as we tape this, everything can change in football, that Maurizio Sarri, who they've been talking to for a long time, the former Napoli manager, is going to replace Conte. The question is going to be, does he have the charisma, does he have the nous to get Courtois and Eden Hazard to buy into his project? Change again at Chelsea, and again, big payouts to a departing manager.